young kids driving to school this morning at 7:04 in the a.m., I want you to turn up your radios. Parents, turn up your radios. I want the kids to hear this. Kids, I want you to know something. You are living right now as your parents who work so hard and tirelessly to send you to school, to feed you, to make sure that you're alive. You are living in the greatest era of Denver sports right now. Pro sports right now.
Combined.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is it. Now, we've had great Broncos runs. We've had great Avalanche runs. Nuggets, obviously. But all three combined, I'm not talking about the Rockies, mind you, because you're just not going to get all four.
Yeah.
You're just not.
It's tough.
But for those three playing right now, and those are the three, by the way, that they intersect seasons.
Yes.
The Avs, the Nuggets, and the Broncos, they intersect. You will not have it any better than now. Ever. Ever. Did you hear ever? Do you know what ever means? I've never seen it.
You know, the way that I describe them is they all have something that makes them championship caliber that is unique to their own teams. Like nobody else in the NHL has a McKinnon and McCarr, like both on the roster at the same time. They have good players. Like you can look to Edmonton and be like, all right, they got McJesus and they got Draisaitl and they got guys like that. You don't have McKinnon and McCarr. The Nuggets, they have Nikola Jokic. Nobody else has one of those. Sorry, just ours. And the Broncos have a defense that is unlike any other in the NFL, which you can give up 7 points, and that's enough for a win. You know what I mean? Like, no other team can say that. Not even Houston, who has a very good defense. They don't have it like the Broncos do. They all have a sort of superpower. And we'll get back to that with the Broncos a little bit later. But to the Avs and the Nuggets, I know this is a weird way to put it, Vic. It just feels right with those teams. The feel of the teams is like, yep, this is, if I were to build a team with how both of these are constructed, it feels like both of them have that championship formula right now. Like you're watching it. And you're like, this just looks correct.
Yeah.
The correct way to win, the correct way, the correct style, everything looks right.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The other reason why now is the best era of all time in Denver sports now, because we've never had MVPs who have already won MVPs playing like, again, MVPs.
Yeah.
Do you understand how rare this is? Hey, look at me when I'm talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? I don't think you don't.
I think I do understand.
You don't appreciate this. I know Nelly. Look at Nelly. Nelly's just running around. He's not even perked up.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
You people just driving around mindlessly going to work. You don't understand. You don't appreciate it. You think that this happens all the time. You're riding around saying, yeah, going to work today, taking the kids to school. Like this happens. This doesn't happen.
Can I give you the two guys, by the way, that are sort of the spearheads for both the Avs and the Nuggets? One is Nathan McKinnon, who had 5 points yesterday.
He had 9 in 2 games.
9 in 2 games.
Just stupid.
Who now leads the NHL in points by 4.
Just
he
stupid.
has 29 on the year. The next closest has 25.
The only word that fits is stupid.
He's on pace for something like 70 goals this season so far. And Jokic, he's got like 4.5 points less per game than last year.
And not playing fourth quarters.
He's got 25, 13, and 12 is what he's averaging on 64% from the floor.
And not playing fourth quarters. He's playing less minutes. He's playing fewer minutes with very similar numbers. The efficiency, as David Adelman so aptly put after the last game, he is, quite simply, and this is not an exaggeration, he is the most efficient offensive player in the history of basketball.
Oh, there's no question. Yeah. And there's a whole bunch of big men, Vic, that have, like DeAndre Jordan's career field goal percentage is probably like 65%.
No, elite level.
Jokic shoots from everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
No, that is when you hear it said like that, it really shocks the system. The most efficient offensive player ever born. And that's what he's doing again. And you know what? You know what my favorite part of Joker's game? I released a video on social media. If you have a chance, go take a look at it. I think his biggest improvement has come on the defensive end because I think they're running a lot more zone and they're funneling players toward him. And his hands, again, the steals. He's not going to be Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
That's not who he is. But I tell you what, he is much improved defensively.
Yes, he is.
The team,
it's always been underrated.
The Denver Nuggets right now, as we sit here, are the only team in the NBA with a top 5 rated offense and a top 5 rated defense.
And the defensive part is the one that they've been missing.
Top 5 in both. Last year, their defense was atrocious. It was abhorrent. It really weighed them down. Top 5, both defensively and offensively. Second best record in the league. Winning the games they're supposed to win. That's the part that makes me happy.
Yeah.
You know, last year, they had a lot of those, oh, geez, you can't lose to that team.
Right.
Not anymore. They're winning the games they're supposed to win.
I mean, they had what? They had that one Portland loss, which, whatever. But they're 7-2. And not just winning, though, Vic, there's an ease to the winning that even is coming into play here, where they aren't panicked at the fourth quarter. Like, you don't need to throw Jokic in at the 7-minute mark to be like, hey, you got to close the game out. We're letting go of this.
Average margin of victory at home. They've played 6 home games. They're 6-0 at home. Average margin of victory, 18.5 points.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty damn good.
Stupid.
And they're just, I'm telling you, there is something about, and what makes this different with the Nuggets. Even when they won the title, they didn't have a bench that you fully trusted.
Yeah.
You remember when they won, they kind of ran 7 deep, right? They went off the bench. It was Christian Brown and Bruce Brown with a little bit of Jeff Green mixed in. They were kind of a 7 deep team, maybe 7.5. I really think, stay healthy, they could run 10. Like, you know what I noticed, Vic? Julian Strother's itching to get some time on the court.
And see what competition does?
Yeah.
Do you see what competition and desperation does to a guy? We had Julian on our post-game show the other night, and I asked him, I said, how tough has it been? Tim Hardaway's in here, and he's a great player, but he took your minutes. He said, I'm learning as much as I can from Tim, and Tim's a great vet. Because one thing we know, Tim Hardaway might be the most under-the-radar pickup they got.
For sure. Just a sharpshooter.
Just comes in and does. Where would they be three-point-wise without him?
Yeah.
Because the rest of the team in that game the other night, they were not good from the three-point line. He hit 5 of them.
Yeah. No, he comes off the bench, and it's just, you've said it before, he just doesn't have a conscience. It's just, I'm going to get the ball, and if I'm even mildly open, that ball's going up. I got to tell you, though, there is such a happiness and joy to watching Jonas Valanciunas on the floor, because I just know that you're okay at backup center.
And you know what's lost? It was just a couple months ago, 3 months ago, where we sat on the show and we wondered, this guy so desperately wants to play in Greece, it sounds like. How will he ever be happy with his role here? He's not only happy, he's one of the coolest dudes. He is so laid back.
I heard Jamal talk about that.
He is such a team player. If you saw him during team huddles, if you saw him during practice, he is so content with his role on this team.
Yeah.
Would he like to play more? I'm sure he would. But, dude, man, he is a team-first guy. And that's a wonderful attribute to possess for a dude who is single-handedly the best backup center in the Jokic era.
Yeah. Rally House Football Monday, and there is football to get to, because I heard things on Friday that I'd like to play back for you from a couple of different people in the national media circuit. Also, I spent a good deal of yesterday, Vic.
Drunk?
Well, having a few, but just taking in all of the NFL without a Broncos game on and really just trying to evaluate where you are in comparison to other teams. I'll tell you this much. There are things that need to be corrected with the Broncos, and there are legitimate criticisms to be had with them. What happened to Buffalo when they played Miami yesterday would not happen to this team.
You know,
there's no question in my mind. There is no way they would play the Miami Dolphins and get blitzed the way that Buffalo did yesterday. And I go, that counts for something when you're trying to evaluate where the Broncos are in the pantheon of the NFL. It counts.
I'm glad you brought that up. because of where we live and what we do, we focus on Denver sports. We're obviously going to be more skeptical and critical of Denver teams. But let me tell you something. If we're going to go hard on the Broncos after a 7-game win streak, 8-2, and a tough offense and a quarterback who is not improving, it seems, if we're going to do that, we're going to have to look at the rest of the National Football League and say, well, what's Buffalo's excuse?
Yeah.
Because they got blowed up.
They had that tight shot of Josh Allen on the bench at the end of the game where he looked lost. Like he's like, what's going on here?